No Jive Talk.
Hello and welcome to No Jive Talk. This is Steve bringing you today our Jive Turkey segment. We all know people that are untruthful and full of it. Sometimes they're your friends, crooks, bosses, places you never want to visit again. We all know people like that. Well, our Jive Turkey segment is fixed to where we talk about people that fit those characteristics. A little bit of history about myself. I've been in the stock market for over 10 years. And I can say I was successful maybe 70–80% of the time in doing so. It helped me get through college and provide for my family. Well, today I want to talk to you about a observation I had with the television show on CNBC that Jim Cramer is often on. The halftime report. Back on January 17th, Jim Cramer mentioned that this company, Joy Global, ticker symbol JOY, was a buy. Well, the stock was trading at $68. I identified the stock back at $58 and realized that it was a buy then. And at $68, I was furious seeing him come out and promote it to the public that buying this company at $68 is worth anything. Well, the stock traded all the way up to $69, and today it's at $62. Last night I was watching a video on the internet, and something came up about Joy Global and Jim Cramer saying this is not worth a buy. You know, the video stated that he doesn't have the conviction that he has any longer with the company, and that he can see the stock trading down to $60. Well, this gentleman, Jim Cramer, our Jive Turkey, has been setting people up for failure like this for years. That's why I always did the opposite of what he said several days later after the public has had the chance to digest the information and trade on that information. So when you take a look at it, and if you're listening to Cramer, I would advise you to do a lot of research before you take on any of his buys. Last night he also mentioned that a pharmaceutical company was worth a buy because a drug was coming out, and that the government said that they were going that the FDA is more likely going to approve this drug. Well, the gentleman called into the show and said that they did not approve the drug. The stock was cut in half and he lost half of his investment. To Jim Cramer's point, it was, hey, I made a bad call. I had to eat crow. My charitable trust had to eat crow, and we just took a loss on it. However, you know, he cut the gentleman off. The gentleman sounded like he was very frustrated with the fact that he listened to Cramer and lost half of his investment. You know, it's seen over and over and over again that this is what this gentleman does. Not saying that he's always wrong. Some information he has put out there, you know, is good and so forth, so on. But I would be very skeptical of what he says to do. Following up on some of the trades that I've been able to accomplish and was successful with, and some of the advice that I've given people in the past few years, one of them has been Las Vegas Sands. You know, I mentioned to buy Las Vegas Sands when it was trading at $7. It then went down to $4 range during the bottom of the stock market crash. Went down to $4. I suggested to several friends of mine who are trying to get into the market to go out and buy Las Vegas Sands as a long-term play. I purchased some at around 7 something, and some more around 4 something. Now the stock is trading at $47. That's one of the stocks that I can compare to Jim Cramer and say, well, you know, I got that one right quite nicely. Some other stocks are just Apple, you know, maybe around the $200 some odd level I gave that stock out. And now it went all the way up to $700. I actually called the people that I called or told the people that invested in it to get out of it around the $600 some odd mark. Did they do it? I don't know or not, but I know a lot of people out there looking for the advice on how to get into the stock market and what to buy and what not to buy. And this gentleman, Jim Cramer, he's giving you guys a lot of companies to look at, but I wouldn't suggest acting on the information immediately. It's more so getting a good feel of the stock and getting good advice behind it and what is the best way to approach it after that. If you want to contact us, feel free to do so on our Facebook page, No Jive Talk, or subscribe, and you'll get other messages similar to this that may end up including a couple of stock tips to buy. Right now, with the market looking the way that it's looking, I would more so recommend getting out of your positions for the time being and reevaluating the entire market. Now, thank you all for spending the time with us that you did today. Look forward to our next segment, bringing you information that would help you get started in the stock market and also give you the confidence to go out and make transactions and feel comfortable with analyzing the stocks yourself. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, and leave comments. I appreciate you spending the time with us today on No Jive Talk.
No Jive Talk.